Subscribe to Stuck It on Reddit. Leave a like and hit the notification bell to be updated on future content. r/AskReddit. What was your this person is on another level of stupid moment? Ex-flatmate cancelled the gas and electricity contract because it was too expensive. Wondered why we had no more electricity nor gas. She thought we paid €90 a month to get a hotline 24/7 in case of problem. I got a concussion a while back. A friend of mine told me not to come close because it might be contagious. They weren't kidding. A girl in my school had gotten about 3 concussions within a year, and when she hit her head the 4th time and blacked out for a minute, refused to go to the doctor because last time they said if I got another concussion it could cause brain damage, so I'm not going to let them give me another one. I worked at a restaurant and we had a dish that was just a whole grilled chicken chopped into pieces. A woman who ordered for delivery called us, absolutely scathing, complaining that her order of one whole chicken only contained 2 chicken breasts. Had to explain to grown-ass woman that chicken only have 2 breasts. Rescued a co-worker on the side of the road with a flat tire, waiting for the tow truck. I pointed out the nail at the top of their tire. They scoffed and looked at me like I was the stupidest person in the world and exclaimed that's not true because it's flat at the bottom. I just walked away and never brought it up again. The time a friend told me how much he hates potatoes while eating french fries, and I literally blew his mind by telling him french fries are potatoes. When I was in high school, there were these 2 girls that constantly just blew my mind. One of them asked what does insignificance mean, and the other replied why something is significant. The first girl looked at her and went, "Oh, okay, I get it." I had to explain to a girl why you couldn't grow your hair down in front of your face and just cut out eye holes. Even explaining it her she couldn't grasp it and brushed me off as being too smart. A friend didn't have coins for a vending machine, but did have $1. She folded up the dollar and forced it into the coin slot and then did not understand why she did not get her item. For me, I had a concussion and was getting x-rays taken. They gave me a lead blanket to wrap around my twig and berries. I took it and wrapped it around me like a cape. I could not understand what they wanted me to do. She thought the capital of Saudi Arabia was hummus. I wish I could make this up. Someone told me that minorities were never oppressed, then linked an article from The Onion as their source. They were serious. Spent 7 years working for TSA. Had a pretty sweet detail where I would assist passengers who did not have ID or assist TSA agents if they had questions about the validity of the given ID. I get a call on the radio asking for assistance in verifying an ID. I come over and ask what the issue is. Agent hands me a driver's license and says, "Can't accept this Canadian ID." Hearing this, I assume it's expired or the wrong name. I take a look and see that it is an Alaskan driver's license. I quickly approve the passenger and send them on their way. I then spend 10 minutes explaining that A. Canadian DLs are acceptable according to TSA regulations, and B. Alaska has never been a Canadian territory. This coworker has a master's degree in mathematics and served 25 years in the US Air Force. So I was talking to one of my online friends about global warming for whatever reason. I said that my mom ran into an old high school friend that didn't even believe that there was trash in the ocean. We live like 10 minutes from the beach, so you can clearly see evidence of trash coming in from the ocean. Anyways, my online friend one-upped me and said they met someone who believed in global warming, but they were in support of it. A girl in my neighborhood denied spying on me, and my friends then proceeded to list all the weird shit we had done over the past few days. There was this 12-year-old kid in school that thought the best was to deal with the number of positive COVID-19 cases was to stop testing so that they'd be less positive cases. No, it was the president of the US. That kid must have a direct line to the president. Me calling my dad's phone to tell him that he forgot his phone home. I bursted out in laughter until I cried. Wow, I can be so FCKN stupid sometimes. Well, most of the time, but you get the point. My teacher telling me that a private company is just a combination of the words private and company without really explaining the meaning of it. Then telling me that I ask stupid questions. Dated a guy. We watched Titanic. He thought the movie was stupid because the boat sank. It wasn't believable. You can't recover from that. Ever. A politician in my country that compared wearing a mask to slavery. I used to work with a girl who was sweet but so dumb. We were in a meeting once and somehow someone mentioned baked ham. My manager said, "Ugh, I hate ham. It looks like human flesh." The girl I mentioned was sitting next to me and looked horrified and whispered, "Does ham really come from people?" One of the dumbest things I have ever heard anyone say is, the spork is the devil's utensil, because it is the amalgamation of the masculine fork and the feminine spoon, and is trying to blur gender lines in society. Had a stroke trying to figure what Karen just said. Anyone who wears a mask, but doesn't pull it up over their nose. I grew up in a country where English is not the first language. One day in elementary school we had to write an essay in our English class. I wanted to score an A, so I added a beautiful sentence with some very elaborate words towards the end. The teacher marked nothing wrong, but that particular sentence. She said it wasn't grammatically correct. I didn't have the heart to tell her that I straight up copied that entire sentence verbatim from an English textbook published by Oxford. Yesterday my mom said it's kinda weird how the 4th of July has fell on the same day of the year the past couple years. I was dying, and she was so confused. Had someone ask me, is Europe on Earth? I work at a restaurant, and because of the coronavirus, we only allow parties of 4 or less sit on our patio. After explaining that to a family of 5, the dad of the group asked, "What if one of the kids is in a high chair?" Like a child in a high chair no longer counts as a 5th person. I asked a girl when the last time was that she changed her oil. She said, "Oil? You mean gas?" My friend got on the top of a basketball hoop, jumped off yelling Mexico, and broke his nose while shitting himself. An idiot asked my British friend, why if she's British, why does her accent sound like it's from London, and how does she know English so well if she's British? Still SMH. Classmate was convinced that winning the lottery is 50% chance, because you either win it or not, in the last year of high school. This story is in good faith. I was asking my friend, Jay, when he learned about 9/11. He started telling me the specific story of how he walked outside and saw smoke everywhere, and how he asked his mom about it. He claimed she said planes hit the towers. I stared at him, just silently taking in the story. We live in the Midwest, there was no way he saw the debris from the towers. Also we were born in 2003.